E- oh, there we go. There we go. Now it's playing. Now we can show everyone the pretty pictures.
Are you sure?
Let me refresh and see if am I in. Oh, now it's
Yay.
There we go.
wonderful. I might have to go back and look for that.
Wait a minute. Is that the one that I did against Russian vids?
I think it was. All I remember is, who's a bitch? You's a bitch.
Oh, that's right, because it happened so fucking late, and I got everything set up, and I'm like, I'm gonna record this. I'm gonna have fun going over this, and then I had the thought, you know what? No, fuck it. I'm gonna do it live.
Just admit it, Jared. You did that in a drunken rage live, and it was classic.
I can neither confirm nor deny the amount of alcohol that was involved in that video.
You sounded like you had just finished up with a freaking movie night. That's the way you sounded.
Oh, hang on.
I'm waiting.
You need to hold on.
What?
Speaking of Russian vids, I turned 33 in August, and I kind of want to set up a debate with him for my birthday, just to fucking drop that one.
Oh, that'll be fun.
That would be beautiful.
But what I
Hey,
was saying,
Russian vids, guess what my birthday is today? How old do you think I am?
true, but I was saying wait because, well, you know what? It's Friday night. I don't have to work tomorrow for the first time in a fucking while. Oh no, I'm not on call this week. So I don't have to answer that phone this weekend. So I can.
So he's breaking out the good shit. He's breaking out the whiskey, it sounds like.
Nope. A good lager.
Oh, you pussy.
No.
What? Okay, what's the good lager?
Yingling.
I'm over here on stout, so it's okay.
I don't have my German connection to actual beer in that aspect that I really would like. So when it comes to readily accessible beers here in my region of the U.S., there are two go-tos that have never let me down. Sam Adams, and now that they are available in my area, Yingling.
It's better than Pabst, I'll give you that one.
Yeah, granted.
Oh no, I am drinking my my homemade hard cider here. So
Nice.
it's about 14% because math is hard.
I have some of that in the fridge too. That's what round 2 is going to be.
There you go. No, I gave some of this and some wine to what the fuck?
That's my kid.
Oh,
Hang on.
I thought someone else entered in. No, I gave some of this hard cider and some wine to Landon when I met up with him a couple of months ago. Mm-hmm. And he sent me a Discord message that says, "Wow, this hard cider, that really packs a punch."
Oh, a friend of mine has gotten a particular access recently, and every few weeks has been doing a new flavor infusion for moonshine.
Interesting. I mean, you have to because moonshine tastes like shit on its own, but you're not there for the flavor.
No, you're not.
You're there to purge the hard drive.
Which, after...
You could say that.
Well, hang on. Let's go ahead and do some quick math. So, Trigger Tits and Russian Vids, you're gonna love some of these numbers. So, in the past 3 weeks, I've worked 66.5 hours. 66.75 hours. And this week was right around 55.
You mean the last 3.3 weeks?
Something like that. So yeah, wow. 188 hours in the past 3 weeks. But you know what? I got some damn happy customers. So, yeah.
You know, Jared, at this point, I call you a weakling because I used to work 72 to 80 hours a week.
Oh no. I put my foot down at 60. Because I used to do 70 to 80 hours and would be useless around the house because of how exhausted I would be.
Well, I ended up being after 3 of those 80-hour work weeks. I ended up being useless in the hospital. So, do your math.
Yeah. Maybe you should have learned from that.
Red Leader 8 has
I
it right, though,
did.
Jared.
I did. I became medically retired. Thank you.
I like it.
Wow. Wait a minute. Wasn't that his number too? Or was he 32?
I think it was 32. Let me just do a quick Google foo.
Hard to decide between this and the shields. Oh, come on, Animorphic Mind. You know we're going to be on longer and drink more.
That's reasonable.
Well, yeah, because the scientific knowledge and mathematical equations that you have to do with the shills mandate you be sober.
32.
Oh, yeah, I knew it was right there.
He was the first assigned 36, and then when it became available, or he bought it out.
Mm.
So yeah, Leonard French channel is a really great channel for learning just weird shit about
Now-
legal stuff.
Now, what kind of weird shit did you find recently?
So it popped up in my suggestions, the first page of the YouTube app on my phone. And it says panel of judges, in all caps the next 2 words, SmackDown. Defense on no knock raid gone wrong. Now in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, this guy who is a small time, or as the judge and panel, or the panel of judges said, a nickel and dime pot dealer,
Mm-hmm.
had an arrest warrant or something to that effect, and the police entered his apartment or his home that was unlocked and knocked it down with a battering ram. Didn't announce who they were. Just started running into the place. He comes out of the bathroom or the bedroom. I can't remember which one it was. He has a gun in the waistband of his pajamas or shorts or whatever he's wearing. Behind him, he pulls it out and just hangs it, down on his side. And the third guy who enters, who's protecting the battering ram guys, right? Pulls up his gun and shoots the guy. Well, apparently, not only did they shoot him and get him down to the ground, they repeatedly shot into him a total of 29, or they shot 29 times. 9 of the bullets hit.
Stop
There were bullet
resisting.
Pretty much. So what was at issue with this panel of judges is, where does your immunity as a police officer end? And the defense attorneys are like, well, the only part that matters is the whole 1 second before they actually shot him, where he pulled the gun from his waistband and put it down at his side. He didn't even point it at him. And the and the defense attorneys and the judges are like, yeah, well, how would you feel if somebody that is supposedly police officers raids your house unannounced, no knock, and didn't identify themselves into your place? How would you feel? Don't you think you would want to, I don't know, show that you can defend yourself? Isn't that a little bit reasonable thought there? And the defense people are just like, why would you think that kind of mentality? Not that that's what they're saying, but that's the way they were going with their line of commentary. 33 miles there, Red Leader 8. Here's a link to the live stream in question. It's not actually Leonard French doing it, even though it's on his Lawful Masses channel. I don't know who the person is, but this was the panel because it's the 4th Appellate Circuit in Virginia. So I'm sure Tech would love to go listen to their Southern drawl. Love these guys.
Make them feel
have they
right at
settled-
home.
Well, the question I have is, have they settled the case, and how much was it settled for?
I don't know yet. I haven't had time today to go back and look at it.
Because
But
you know,
hearing the judges
could-
just telling these two attorneys is just like, what the fuck are you thinking? Or maybe you should think before you speak here, type of thing.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a few cities here in Virginia that love no-knock warrants. So Norfolk's one of them.
Well,
How
it's
have I not watched that yet?
because other things take priority.
Keela Hughes doesn't want to pay Sargon's legal fees. Leonard
Yeah, I
French's
watched that
take on
earlier
it.
today. Yeah.
Oh God, what has Sargon got himself into this time?
No. He
No,
filed
he-
for a motion to have his attorney's fees paid for by Keela Hughes, which is
Yeah,
his right.
Yeah, Leonard French analyzed her response to that. Well, her legal team's response to it.
And who did I watch? I watched Viva Fry today, and his take is basically, if you're the lawyer who's writing this brief, you should not throw the previous counsel under the bus, because guess what might happen to you tomorrow? You might be said legal counsel gets thrown under
Yeah.
the bus.
The argument also kind of sums down to, well, he didn't take my he didn't take my $45,000, or he didn't pay my $45,000 settlement offer, and decided to pursue the case anyway. Therefore, he shouldn't have to pay. That was one of the arguments.
And also the fact that he also raised money via GoFundMe for his legal defense, so I shouldn't have to pay it either.
yeah. Which, you know what? You're the one that brought the suit. You're the one liable for, even if you brought it in good faith, you're the one liable for it.
Oh, speaking of good faith, apparently they don't want the judge to consider her heat of the moment banter with Sargon on Twitter, or talking about Sargon on Twitter to other people.
Yeah, like that's gonna fly.
It's always interesting when people try fuckery in that sort of way. I mean,
Oh,
It's almost like it doesn't work.
wait until you hear the return of William Windsor versus Joey as a little kid. To which, yeah, I'm part of it.
Wait, what?
And you William Windsor
No.
the Joey is a little kid, all one word.
Here's another title of one of Leonard French's videos: "The epic failure of copyright troll Malibu Media defaults."
But yeah, let's just say that we've had a return of the vexatious litigant in my life, and I'm really not happy about it.
yeah. I mean, just how bad has the litigious society that has been cultivated gotten? I mean, it's almost like people have forgotten how to actually try to have a discussion, and instead, no, I don't like you, I want to make it hurt. And the courts have allowed it to happen.
Well, that and recreational outrage has also taken precedent over fucking intelligence.
Well, thankfully, where he filed the suit at down in Texas, it didn't get any traction where, oh, my feelings were hurt. And oh, this is a list of people who have all commented on this site, whether they said anything bad about me or not. And yeah, I want money out of everybody who's ever commented on this site. I had never commented on William Windsor until he threatened to sue me directly.
I've zoomed in on my YouTube screen here of Leonard French's channel.
First one.
No, that's not the one I'm talking about. Two more in. When can you deduct your melons?
When they're marshmallows.
Well, read the title though.
Entertainer deducts her. Wow. You know what, sir? Well played.
Actually, he does really good legal analysis. Like that first one you were talking about there, though, that's him like kind of responding to questions about that as opposed to
Yeah.
agreeing with it or anything.
Yeah.
So,
Well, no, I kind of figured that it's just something about
The title was worth it.
huge tracts of land. Just.
All right,
I approve.
All right, Tech. All right, Tech. I'm officially jealous.
what?
Yeah, that right there on your right shoulder.
Yeah,
That's what I'm jealous about.
Bruticus there?
No. He wants He wants to play with your little Starscream.
Oh, Starscream?
I had one as a kid, but my little brother wrecked it.
The toy I always wanted and never got was the F-14 from G.I. Joe.
The Striker. I had that.
Yeah.
The Striker.
Oh no. The best F-14 toy out there was Skyfire / Robotech, Veritech Fighter. That was the best. That was the best F-14 toy out there.
No. There was one that came out mid-90s where it was an F-14 scale model, a little bit bigger, either the same size or just a hair bigger than the Striker. And it had a flight yoke that you could attach between the nacelles and actually manipulate the wings and set off the controls and sound effects from it.
Damn.
Yeah. It was like a $200 toy back in the early to mid-90s.
Damn. No, the Robotech Veritech Fighter was probably from 84 up to about 1990 was probably the closest to scale that you could find, if you could find it, because it was so rare. I mean, like, toy stores only got like 2 or 3 of them each, and they are the rarest of the rare. I ended up finding one in model form that would actually do all the transformations and everything. It'd go from fighter mode to guardian mode to
flight mode.
Robot mode.
Actually, back in the day, that was actually an easy one to find. Like if you had actually been, looking back then.
I was looking, but in Dallas they didn't get it.
Well, the thing is like that particular mold was like one of the most licensed molds Bandai ever did. So like Bandai put it out, it came out like Transformers. They used it for
Skyfire. Or is it Jetfire or Skyfire?
Yes.
Because I've seen it both, and I remember watching Transformers and it being Jetfire, and then I remember seeing the early models which were labeled Skyfire.
Well, the toy was Jetfire, the comic was Jetfire, the cartoon was Skyfire.
Yeah. The
cartoon and the comics didn't use the model, didn't use the Veritech model. It was a different design they used.
Actually, I correct you on that, because the very first episode that Jetfire ever appeared in Transformers, he did go into Guardian mode, and he did.
Yeah, but it was a different animation model they used.
Actually, it was the same animation model that they used for Rick Hunter's original Veritech Fighter.
Well, they use that for the commercials, but not for the cartoon.
No, for the cartoon. It was in the
Dude.
cartoon. Yes, because he went down on two legs with the gun still strapped underneath him, not with the arms
Yeah, but
extended out to the
it wasn't
sides.
actually the model though. It wasn't the same model. Because there was a whole legal hubbub with that. That's why they didn't use it for the animation model, because Bandai licensed the toy design to Hasbro to use in Transformers. Now, Hasbro's Japanese partner Takara was a competitor to Bandai, so they couldn't use it there. And also, while Bandai did license the toy model to him, the animation model
Was a little different.
was owned by somebody else that was used in the Robotech and Macross cartoons. So therefore,
That was Harmony.
Sunbow,
That was Harmony Gold.
Yeah, and
Harmony
so
Gold
therefore
owned it.
Sunbow, who did the cartoon animations, couldn't use the cartoon animation.
And for those out there who may have been wondering, yes, we are this knowledgeable and this big of nerds when it comes to these sorts of topics.
Well,
This
you
is
I
know,
important
know a
shit.
little bit about Transformers and the history of the whole thing. So
Oh, just a little bit.
Just a little bit there, Tech. Just a little.
Wait,
you know-
wait a minute. Was it June or July that you went to a particular gathering?
Oh no, that's
God.
around October usually.
Oh.
So
Mm.
Really? Wait,
Yeah, it was about October.
fuck. My sense of time this past year has gotten all sorts of screwed up with everything going on.
yeah, they do.
I can't
they do
imagine why.
They do a Canadian TFCon in like late June, early July. I haven't gone to that one yet though. So
Maybe that was it. You mentioned that one, and
I've gone to the U.S. one, so that's usually. They've
Speaking
been
of
actually been doing
Canadian,
2 U.S. ones now because they've been doing a March one and then like a kind of a early spring one and then a fall one. So
speaking
Well,
of Canadians,
speaking-
did anybody see Sinatra Says video today?
No. And don't spoil it for me. I've still got to go back and look at that.
oh, there is a special guest appearance. You need to go watch it.
Yes.
Oh.
You should probably get off of here and go watch it and then come back and talk
Jay
to us about
Brown,
it.
quit trying to get rid of me, you son of a gun.
If he
Well,
was
if I just wanted to get rid of you, I'd just do this. Much better.
Hey, you know, Jared kiss your monetization goodbye on this one. Jay Brown, you fag.
he's not a bundle
Is
of
that the
twigs.
best you got? I mean, come on now.
mean,
I have heard better. I've heard better insults from Air Force people.
Wow.
That was
You know,
kind of brutal.
that's hard to believe.
That was mean.
I'm sorry, it's the truth.
No, so there is something that might be just a little more mean. I think it would be possible for a Coastie to come up with a better insult than that one.
Wait a
And-
second, you're
and-
telling
I
me-
was gonna say Coastie,
and-
but then I remembered who we have as a part of our
And
group.
hang on, and I could see you wished thanking her for it.
I was gonna
no,
say
because there's okay. Well, you know, I might thank her for the insult, but I could come up with better because there's no way in hell that a brown water puddle hopper would ever be able to come up and go against one of my insults.
I
Let's
think
find
she
out.
pretty
Where
much
is
did last week.
Well, I did tag her directly in Discord.
I did see that.
I'll go berate her real quick.
I think I have her on Twitter too. Oh.
Jared, you
Yeah,
have
I do.
everybody on Twitter.
No,
Why does that not surprise me?
I don't. I mean, it's not like I have Karis,
Wait a-
God's
wait-
Auditor, Undoomed, Psy Strikling, Bull Hobo, Mr. Serious, Chesh. Sorry, I should stop scrolling now.
Oh, I heard that a particular person who was involved in said Sinatra Says video was getting the rare
Oh.
opportunity to
Oh,
glimpse
oh,
at a
he's-
particular person.
Oh no. He, for someone who just needed help getting glasses so he could see, he is making an amazingly poor decision right now.
I totally did. I told him he has to make sure that that Reds is wearing his industrial proof paper bag. Not just any old paper bag, but the industrial one. We'll see how that worked. But I haven't heard from him, so
Yeah, I mean, who knows if he's even survived the encounter so far. There she is.
Yeah, I just messaged her too.
Yeah, but is your message as good as mine?
probably not.
And
Probably not. I wasn't making an effort.
But see, here's the thing: is that how in the hell do you expect somebody who's never been out beyond the 12-mile limit to come up with a decent insult?
that just shows how pathetic yours was.
Oh no!
She says she
no.
can't this week.
Yeah.
Aw.
So her insult will have
Family's
to wait until
visiting.
next week.
Okay.
Well, no, because I'm going to be out next week because my dad's coming up from Texas. So yeah.
Oh, so we'll get both her and Karis next week. Great.
Sweet.
Yeah, and avoid me completely.
How do we extend this so it keeps happening?
Now. We don't talk about those plans publicly.
Oh, that's that separate room that he doesn't have access to on Discord. Okay.
Who, me? Yeah, there's a lot of rooms I don't have access to.
Actually, something.
Evening, folks.
Oh, about time you unmute, you bastard.
Sorry,
Good evening.
just got back from dinner. Took the wife out for her birthday.
Oh, nice.
Excuses.
We say happy birthday. Should we sing it to her?
She wouldn't hear you.
Should we tell her or should you tell her we sing it to her through you?
I can switch output devices so she can hear it.
All right, hang on. Let me mute the desktop audio so we don't kill the audience.
No, because I'm going to tell you there is one song, Jay Brown, that you need to pull up on YouTube for this.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, diddly dee.
Nope.
Hold on.
Nope. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Hold on. I'm getting the.
Hang on. Something we need to find out. Is it something that I have to be worried about a copyright claim and the fuckers taking what little monetization I would have gotten?
Probably. So I'll send you the video link that I've selected, even though I know it's not the one he wanted.
It depends who's the artist that performed the song.
It's educational. I think we could do it as long as we critique the song.
The problem is with the band. Because here's the thing.
No, if it's a band, if it's a band, it's not the first. It's not the one that I'm thinking of.
Well, hang on. Let me explain why. Because I like being nice to the viewers occasionally and letting them know some of the things that are going on. Because right now there is an episode of Kanar with Damar that is not viewable in many countries. The reason for it is because Paramount has decided to put a claim against it, and I straight up told the fuckers, hey, we're criticizing it, it's entirely fair use, back the fuck off. Maybe not in that language specifically, but that was the point.
Hold on.
See,
That's why
We
they-
only just
why
talked
they hit
about. We only talked about Star Trek V like Sunday.
No, oh no.
How are they already claiming it?
No, this is Star Trek. This is our review of Star Trek 4, Part 1.
Oh,
Damn.
Oh, anamorphic mind, you're probably right, which that makes it a double no. And for those who
Yeah,
can't
no.
for those who can't read the chat, You Wished wants to sing Barbie Girl.
No, 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 no. I
I
would
bet you that's his
never
go-to
ever.
karaoke song,
I would never desecrate myself with that song.
which means it's his go-to karaoke song.
No, it's not. Actually, it's "Oh Baby Mine" by the Statler Brothers.
Oh, Bob
That
Will.
that's my go-to.
Is hard to
Dream about you, can't do without you. That's why.
I'm...
Jay, you're a pussy.
Well, you know what they say. You are what you eat, you dick.
Well, I eat plenty of pussy. Ask my wife. She's sitting right here next to me.
I know you are, but what am I?
Oh,
What do I eat plenty of?
Uh huh.
Well, it sure as fuck ain't red meat anymore.
Look,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not drunk enough. I'm not drunk enough to hit the low eat flat yet. Oh.
I'll leave that one alone for the moment.
No, no. Jay, you ready for the song? Yes or no? Coward.
Well, with the song, again, we need to find out about the copyright information.
Well, it's Weird Al Yankovic. I don't really think that he's gonna get knotted
no.
up too much about
And,
copyright.
it's automatic claims at that point. Yeah, no, you laugh at... No, it's serious. An artist like that, it's not so much the artist that claims it. It's automatically claimed by the system, either on their behalf, or the actual copyright holder of the song, who tends to be the recording company.
Oh, I know. I had a YouTube video up of my former choir director using his "Gone Like the Buffalo," and yeah, YouTube claimed that shit on behalf of the artist, and I had to get a letter from my choir director to use that song because it's his song.
There you go. Well, it's like the outro that Sean Hufford likes to use. He got a specific permission from the artist to be able to use it without it being claimed. Which I actually have that outro file still in my archive. I just can't use it unless it's with the... Unless Sean is here and he is doing something of his own making, which would satisfy the conditions of the permissions to utilize the song. Which, by the way, there are more people that are deserving of that song now. That I've noticed.
AAT2.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, check your Twitter DM.
Ooh, if Jared has to check his Twitter DM, it's not good.
It's not bad. I just can't paste
no.
a picture into the thing.
Oh,
Oh no. Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me do this. And... We'll save that there. Because it's worth fucking saving. And...
It's not bad.
Oh, you know what? I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. Yeah, I just
And-
couldn't copy it into the chat, so...
No, don't worry, because now it can be displayed. And actually, as you were doing that, so she, apparently she really enjoyed my message to her.
Oh, yeah?
Well, then again, when I mean, You know what? I'll say it. I'll go ahead and read the message out. Hey, hi there. Want to come play with us?
Oh no.
As if there's no suggestive connotation in that
no,
message, Jared.
not at all, not whatsoever.
Just go to Nathan's van. Free candy, right?
Oh, let's see here. What am I looking at?
All right, so from vegan atheist Coral, God's auditor had asked her to come up with a good insult for our wonderful punching bag here. You wished.
Okay,
To which she
let's have it.
To which she asked, "He's Navy, right?" And yeah, you were right. He is. You know what they say about the Navy? And then this image.
Yeah, Zorro the Gay Blade. I'm pretty sure.
Nope. Steady on course 120. Steady on course 120. Aye. Very well.
See, that's not
Very
even.
well.
That's not even. Okay,
Say again.
so Jared, that's,
Say
Say
again.
again.
Stop repeating me.
Stop repeating me.
This isn't funny.
This isn't funny.
But see, you know, if she were gonna bring that up, if she were gonna go that specific route, she should have finished the line. Do you know the line from Zorro the Gay Blade, Jared?
Nope.
Oh, you don't, Jay Brown?
No.
Sorry. When we watch porn, it's for the action going on screen, not the
No,
dialogue.
it's not. It's not. It's not porn.
Watch for the dialogue.
It's not porn. It's not porn. It's an actual movie with oh God, who's the permatan wannabe Hispanic actor?
Trump?
Jeez.
Hold on. No.
Oh, George.
The-
Here we go. I'm doing a quick search on it. 1981.
George
Yep.
something.
George something. Yes.
George Hamilton.
George Hamilton. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Now he played twin brothers in that movie.
You
Okay.
could make it
Now,
scan
in-
into luggage. It would be the finest leather luggage, right?
Well. Hey, Jay Brown, do a search for Ramon Zorro the Gay Blade.
Oh no.
No, I think we get the idea right here with just the movie poster.
No, you don't. You don't either. No, you don't either. Because see, the brother Ramon was a British gentleman. Well, wannabe gentleman.
So many things could be said about
They
that right
say
now.
they wait, Jared, wait for it because I'm going to give you the line because this is one of my aunt's favorite lines in all of movie history, and if I don't do this now, my aunt will never forgive me. They say the Navy makes men. Well, I'm sure they made me.
All right.
And
You know,
and
if-
for
if
the
you're
next
gonna- if
lesson
you're gonna
on
try
how to butcher a
insult me,
line.
if you're going
See,
Jay,
sometimes we don't have to try to insult you. Sometimes we just have to sit back and let you do it yourself.
no, I'm telling you that if she's going to go that route, she needs to complete the line from the movie, not post a sycophantic meme that doesn't.
It is rather
Not a meme,
accurate,
it's a
though.
cartoon.
It-
You know, and to an extent it is, but I didn't have to repeat many orders. All I had to say was yes, sir, no, sir, yes, petty officer, no, petty officer.
Oh, that's right. See, they didn't even trust you with the sound-powered telephones.
Oh, yes, they did. I operated 6 of them. I also repaired many of them because of my amateur radio experience prior to going into the Navy.
Speaking of
Because I could
quality,
actually solder, and I worked with the IC-men.
sorry, I don't have the soundboard up properly.
Oh, wow.
It's actually funny that you mentioned that because I think about realizing that like most of the time over the sound-powered phones, I wasn't receiving orders; I was giving them. Because 9 times out of 10, if I was doing any type of order over the communication system, I was telling the torpedo room to do something.
Oh, that would. Oh, do it, press it, fucking press it.
Oh no.
Oh, for the
that's just wrong on so many levels.
for those who don't know, the CHT system,
It's the shit system.
raw sewage.
Oh, I gathered.
Yeah, it's the shit system.
Oh.
Did you ever have one break in your berthing, Jared?
Oh, hell no.
I did.
Ain't that the truth right there?
That it is.
We didn't have enough crew to send a flight off of the flight deck for 3 days.
Oh.
You're trying end of the year. You're trying to, that last month of the fiscal year, you're trying to find shit to buy.
Wow, that's how you commit suicide right there.
Yeah.
Oh no. The story behind this
No,
is
the
even
picture.
more interesting. The story behind this is more interesting.
I don't want to know what your story would be for behind this because.
It's com 2X.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, you weren't paying attention to what was being shown at the time. Well,
It was a method of committing suicide. That's what was being shown.
it was suicide by senior NCO.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, that was,
Oh, that would
oh
do
my
it.
God.
Yep, that would do it. If someone ever brings something to you and seems a little too enthusiastic, asking you to eat it, just
no.
don't. Just no. Run.
You don't even have to be an NCO for that one. If other Joes bring you something, here, man, try this. No, fuck no. What's in it?
Hey, we got a wild Terry in the bunch.
Oh my goodness.
It's glad to see our brethren from down below show up. And no, I'm not talking about the snipes.
Are you sure about that, Jared? Thought you guys were always happy to see the snipes.
No, because you gotta remember, if you see the snipes running around, that means there's something seriously wrong in engineering.
And we
And you should be
constantly
running
saw
too.
the snipes running around.
Well, Jay, we can't relate because almost everybody on the sub sort of a snipe type. So
Well, yeah. But
we don't
you know,
we don't
everybody
have that
else,
exact-
you know, is a
we don't
target
have
to
that
us. So
we don't have that exact same differentiation.
well, it's if you see
If
the nukes
anything,
running forward,
it's nukes and coners.
yeah. Well, when you have nukes running forward, there's a problem. Oh, here you go, Jared. By the way,
The general's looking for an officer to be his aide. And it's down to you two plus Smith. Where is Captain Smith? That is a great use of the new
That's
camo.
an intelligent officer.
He must be prior enlisted.
Yeah, I was about
Oh no. One of my older brother's friends from childhood
Oh, look who it is.
was an enlisted driver for the officer in charge of Frankfurt operations. This general was driving around the day of 9/11, and Donnie didn't have a clue what was going on. But this general was driving around with this colonel, and the general was pointing out, well, here's this, here's the location for this this command, for this command, for this command, for this command. Okay, and all of them were apparently battalions. Donnie's looking around as he's driving and watching the general point in the rearview mirror. All of these locations were blank fields, and then all of a sudden it dawned on Donnie. They're nuclear bunkers.
Oh yeah.
And apparently Germany is littered with U.S. military nuclear bunkers.
Hardware, yep. And yeah, dealing with household goods. Oof.
Hey, dealing with household goods bought me a TV. A second TV, I should say.
There's a reason why I did a Diddy move. Every chance I got.
Oh yeah, you can make money off of it.
Yeah, this is pretty true even in the enlisted ranks.
When someone says everything is fine, know that they're full of shit.
Well, guys, I hate to cut it short, but yeah, my bitter half is asleep, and so I better join her before she becomes even more bitter.
That's all
You
right.
gentlemen-
Kara showed up to replace
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Well, good night.
We have an
Well, good
upgrade.
night, Karis. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna run out of here and leave you to these degenerates.
Well,
That's all right.
we're her kind of people, so.
Well, I mean, I tried to be, but I'm too much of an alcoholic, so I'll leave
When
it
is
at
that a
that.
disqualifier?
Sure, keep telling yourself that.
Go sit on a flagpole, Jared. Actually, go sit on a mast and rotate. Good night, guys.
See you later, man.
See, here's the thing. He didn't say it had to be vertical.
Hey, Tech, do you agree with this one? Because I think this one
Yeah.
we could relate to.
Yeah. I'm sitting here. I'm here sitting and looking at it. All I can think of is the poor guy's back at maneuvering.
Well, I can only be on here for about 25 or 30 minutes because I've got other obligations.
And that is 30 minutes well spent.
Yeah, it works out.
Here, let me solve this. Now we can pin Karis's icon and everybody can be...
Well, at least I'm not on webcam tonight.
We can keep hoping for that to happen yet. You just got to get enough booze into you.
It's not a question of if it happens, it's a
It was
question of
recent.
when.
It just wasn't on here. I think it was
Yeah,
on...
it already happened
Was it on
once.
Caffeine Corner? It was on
No,
Caffeine Corner. I
no,
think. No, it was on...
it was
Oh, it was on Coke and Rum night.
no.
Rum and Coke.
No, I'm pretty sure it was on the VTW episode that
It
was
was-
on McRae's channel.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was the VTW.
Okay. I knew it was on Steve's channel. I just didn't know which show it was. Something I'll regret for eternity, I'm sure.
It was a
The
hell of an
after
entrance,
show
I'll
was
give you
fun.
that.
Oh no, it was that. Fuck. I totally forgot about that happened.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Now, Jared, I know you weren't in these, but do you think this is a pretty accurate representation of naval aviation?
Uh-oh. At times, yeah. From what I heard sometimes from the flight crews, yeah, you dreaded, excuse me, promotions because it meant one of two things. You either had to deal with more of the idiocy and fly less, or you actually got to fly more, but you were stuck training those people who were not the greatest.
You also have the drawback that any type of position where you're in command of others, you're responsible for all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Every
That's what I
fuck
was
up
going
they
to
make
say.
is your fuck up.
If you're in charge, everything is your fault. At least that's how it was in our divisions.
I don't think there's a place that changes in the military.
And if you're on the Death Star, I mean, you don't want to be the admiral because you're the next one to die.
True. Although, who would you be? Where would the Grand Moff be in comparison to Vader at that point? Some would say you would be just as worried about what he would do. Oh, you just had to do all three of them, didn't you, Tech? I see all three of them lined up there now.
Working on the cone heads next, so.
Eric was showing us his toys last week.
Oh, Vegan sent me another one.
Uh-oh.
It's in your DMs.
All right, give me a moment. I'll get it passed along.
This one's good. Unfortunately, he's not here anymore, so we can't take him to his face.
Oh, we've had that one.
Eric,
Oh,
Regan,
yeah.
and I were having fun with Eric's toys.
I can imagine.
Giggity.
Right.
Well, speaking of toys, actually,
Put it down.
but I don't
Do I
want
wanna
to.
know?
I don't want to make it go thud.
Set it down gently.
These are going to be interesting DMs later, I can tell.
Oh, of course. You say that like you expect anything less.
I know you far too well for that.
All right. Pictures.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Nope. That's something you and I couldn't relate to.
Well, number anything with the word bridge in it, because you never got that very often.
And you technically you had a bridge, but you had to be really good at holding your breath if you wanted to go to it.
We didn't. We were on ships.
No, I actually had a. There were some interesting times up in that neck of the woods.
I mean,
Submarines,
aircraft
submarines
carriers.
have submarines have bridges though, so Karis. It's just they're free flood areas.
Yeah. I hope you're
We're
really good at
more,
holding your breath if you have to stay up there long.
We're more civilized above water. Actually, where I would be working, it wouldn't be above water level at all. Because we're down at the bottom.
All our stuff is control or con.
Yeah. So the picture that she sent, I have the original somewhere. It's in this slideshow folder, but where the fuck is it?
I had someone try to
Yeah.
hand me a gun yesterday, and he was like, here. I'm like, no. He's like, here, take it. No. He's like, you were in the military, take it. I'm like, I was a freaking nuke. We didn't have guns,
We had more destructive shit.
right?
Oh.
Now, the best part about that one that she sent is that her mom said to send it.
All right, I know it's amongst this group. Where are you? Because
I would love to own a business to hire former Navy captains, just for this sole purpose.
What was that?
Come on, you have to admit that would be fun to be able to just say that to a captain at one point.
Oh, that it would. That it would. All right, this.
Well, it's like when you see an ex-first sergeant working at the commissary. It's like, oh yeah, you used to do all of this shit? Well, yeah, can you bag my groceries a little faster? Thanks, Top.
Oh my goodness.
Well, but what's worse? That person or that person's wife?
Oh, the wife by far.
No, this person.
And what do we got?
Who the fuck gave an ensign a desk? Oh, it must be the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's surface fleet tends to have a little more room, especially on the carrier.
You want a desk on a submarine, you got to be a department head.
Otherwise, it's the JOs all sharing one desk. If they're lucky.
All I was going to say, you had any desks for the JOs at all?
They had a combined
Half a one?
We call it a workstation for lack of a better term.
Oh, because you didn't. Well, you wanted to make them feel better, so they actually thought they were doing work.
Our JOs didn't even have their own berthing area. They slept with the crew.
Well, that's what you get for being on one of those peddly fast techs and not on a boomer. We didn't have to mingle with the officers unless we chose to.
Alright, there's that one, but that's not the one.
Meanwhile, the rest of us sit here looking down on you guys from our lofty aircraft carriers.
And then there's all of us staring out at the sea going, nope, I'm good. I'll stay here.
On Sunday when we're eating steak and lobster, we were really regretting it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but there was a reason why they had to feed you guys that stuff.
And I have to agree with this guy. He accomplished one of his goals here.
As far as I can tell,
yeah, that man's a genius. Promote above peers. Are you fucking kidding me?
That is a skill. If you can spend an entire tour at a command and have the senior leadership go, "Who the fuck are you?" That's how you know you did it right.
I.e. become a nuke.
Unfortunately, it was an absolutely impossible task for me.
Yeah, same for me, because I had a habit of
You can't exactly stand FTOW without pretty much the entire senior crew knowing you.
Jared can't go anywhere without the entire crew knowing him. If they're not getting decimated by him, they're trying to punch him in the face.
Nice.
Well, if you don't want to be called stupid, don't be a fucking retarded jackass.
We had this conversation.
That we did.
And you recall my comeback to that.
True. That is true.
On the flip side, it's fun, like brainstorming with lieutenant commanders, and lieutenants over tactics during battle exercises. So.
Oh, you mean people who actually know a thing or two?
Well, yeah, we didn't let it. None of the JOs got to stand actually any important watch that I dealt with. So.
And this is why the Navy is superior.
Exactly.
I don't know what they're talking about. Of course we were never that bad. Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean we have to... What do you mean they're not letting us in port now? We haven't even showed up yet. Oh, they heard what we did last time? Fuck.
I think this is the truest story of the Navy ever.
Yep. All right,
Oh.
see if that opens.
Here, I'll stop sharing first, just in case it doesn't.
I still remember my first med cruise, the Weps getting his shore leave canceled for the rest of the deployment.
That did not want to open up for me, it looks like.
Nah, of course not.
We ported.
In the meantime,
ported,
do that one.
We ported one time, and it was a short port. You know, they were like, if anybody comes back to the ship drunk, your shore leave for the rest of the thing would be canceled. The funny thing is 3 people came back drunk. They were all officers.
Well, that figures.
The Weps, the radio officer, and the sonar officer.
Oh my goodness.
I could see this as being accurate.
Yep,
Yep, that works.
Aw, are those for your girlfriend? No,
they're for the company staff and officers.
Why would you get the command something for Valentine's Day?
Well, they fuck me a lot more than my girlfriend does. So.
And ain't that the fucking truth? And people wonder why we end up having twisted views of things.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can only put someone through a certain level of bullshit before they become numb to it. Like, it actually gets to the point where we start to question someone's motives when they're nice to us.
Or when they're doing the right thing. It's like,
you mean the rules thing, not the right thing. The right thing is getting it done quickly and...
Yeah, no, I mean the correct thing. Where you're sitting there going like, wait, you're not fucking this up or doing it wrong. What's going on here?
Hey, Jared. Apparently there's... Oh, go ahead. Tech.
So some of the people where I work are like that because somebody screws up, some weird HR policy goes in effect, and sometimes it's really bullshit, but whatever. And of course, I just roll with it, and everybody's always wondering, like, what's up with that? I'm like, clearly you've never been in the military. This is nothing.
So we have a unicorn sighting in the Broadside comics, Jared.
Oh,
a unicorn sighting.
Oh, give me a second. I know where that one's located.
Wow. Yeah.
Am I right? That would be a unicorn sighting?
That it would.
I once saw a NCO volunteer for CQ, but it was funny as hell because when you looked at the list, everyone's name was alphabetical on the days that they were on, except for his, and his showed up on a Friday or on a Thursday. So he got to have his CQ on a Thursday. You got a day off for recovery, and then it was the weekend.
Oh, that smart son of a bitch.
Oh, he was a shitbag. He had a fucking neck like a bullfrog, and he passed tape every time. He was fat as fuck.
So he knew how to game the system.
Oh my god, yes. That guy was such a sleazebag, and I wish I'd learned more from him in the time he was there.
So what you're saying is he was warrant officer material.
Yeah. Well, like at the time, I was like, it was when I was in AIT. And so I was like, wow, this guy's a shitbag. He's not a good person at all because I was, still wet behind the ears. But now I look back on it and I'm like, that's a smart son of a bitch. I wish I'd have talked to him more often.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got hamstrung into particular things where I couldn't skate nearly as often as I would have liked. Although my first permanent duty station kind of kind of made up for it because being in northern Florida and having 3-day weekends every weekend kind of gives you a bad impression to compare everything else to. As we had such staffing at the Naval Air Station there in my command, especially in my shop, where we were able to run port and starboard. So everyone was grouped by duty section, so when an odd number duty section was on duty, well, everyone in an odd number duty section were the ones who were working the entire shift. And people on the other segment, they got to go at lunch if you were days. So what it would be, the people staying for the full shift would go do their lunch, they come back, and then everyone else just leaves for the day. But I was nights. It was even better than that. We would only have to show up for about 15 minutes, just long enough for day shift to leave.
Nicely done.
You know, because if you have the coverage and everything, we just had a rule. Don't be drunk before 6 p.m. Because chances are, if they had to call you back in for something stupid, it was going to be by that time or before. So, as long as you made it back and made it back in a reasonable time, if you were called back because you had to work on a piece of gear, they were told, it's like, yeah, when you come back, we don't even expect you to get back into uniform. Just come in, work on the piece of gear, and then leave again.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I got a semi-drunk on duty story. Not mine. I never got drunk on duty. No, I watched the Big Green Dick of the Army fuck someone over. They pulled him in off of leave because they knew he was in the area for a UA, company UA, so everyone's got to get a piss test.
Yep.
They pulled him in off of his leave, and he's like, guys, I'm drunk right now. I've been drinking. They're like, no, you still got to show up. Everyone, it's 100%. And he's like, well, okay. Gets dropped off, is sitting there waiting, clearly fucking shit-faced. Like, yeah, I can supply some piss for you. It's, it broke the seal. It's good. And he ended up getting an Article 15 for being drunk on duty.
Oh, I would take that to court-martial and be like, they called me in off a leave.
Yeah, I told them I was drunk. Yeah. No, it's he didn't end up pursuing anything with that on that side because he was like getting out in like 8 months or something like that. So he was like, fuck this. What are they going to do?
Oh, yeah, at that point it's like,
Yeah, yeah. It makes sense
this,
now.
oh, you're surprised I don't want to re-enlist?
those checkout briefs must have been something phenomenal to listen to.
Oh, yeah. God, I love those. The re-enlistment guy in my unit when I was getting out was it was really hard to take him seriously because we were having a party one weekend and we ordered some pizza, and who shows up at the door? But the retention NCO. It's like, wait, you're trying to get me to stay in the Army when you're an NCO in the Army and you're working at a pizza joint on the weekends. This isn't a good sell, man.
Yeah. Great way to shoot yourself in the foot there, buddy. Well, that was something that I actually noticed a fair bit.
Maybe he's just hoping for one of those porn scenarios, pizza delivery guy.
Well, he was a sleaze in his own right, so he probably was.
Well, but here's something that I noticed, because I saw a good bit of E5s working second jobs in Florida at that first duty station in Florida, but I found out why. In talking with them, a lot of them were ship's company and squadron guys before. So they were getting sea pay. They were getting those additional benefits of being deployable. But when they went to a shore duty billet, you get your base pay, you get your housing and food allowance, and that is it. So they were trying to make up the difference.
Got it.
I could see that. Yeah.
I can see that, but at the same time, like, you shouldn't overextend yourself by constantly, getting deployment pay. I mean, that should be like a bonus for you.
I know, but at the same time, a few of them did it and straight up invested the money into their retirement accounts. So
that's a good one, yeah.
So I was like, okay, you couple guys are doing it right. You guys, you're just eking by, and you're just doing it to make up for it. No,
that's not a. You have way too many bills as it is. You need to figure that one out. You need to go take the finance class again.
Or a better question, wait a minute, you're married. What's your wife doing?
Yep.
Mary Kay.
You say that, Karis, but I've actually seen where some people can actually make a decent chunk of change doing it, but it takes a fuck ton of work.
Yeah, and they have to, it's... In the multi-level marketing world, it's vicious.
Yeah.
If you're making a profit, it's because you're sponsoring people who are going broke making your profit.
Yeah, it's a pyramid scheme. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can make a shitload of money at a pyramid scheme. You just have to be at the top of the pyramid.
Tupperware party.
Not passion parties were better.
Yeah, passion parties, I was going to say.
Pharma party.
Passion party still wins.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, well, if you don't know why it wins, you don't know what one is.
Sorry.
I've thankfully never been to one.
But you know what it is.
But you know what it is, right?
I know what it is because of Reddit.
Yeah, I've actually been to one. It was entertaining.
I was in the Amway portion of all of this. I wasn't in the passion party portion of all of this.
Yeah, my first wife decided to be a representative at one point. That's why I know about it.
I was pulled into it by my significant other at the time. So I was like,
I don't really want to be here, but I'm here.
No, but I knew I had to stay in to keep him, which was stupid because I should never have tried to keep him. But that's a whole other story.
Well, but now you know better, and now look at the position you're in.
Get actual jobs, ladies.
Well, no, actual jobs or understand how to be a proper entrepreneur and actually identify something that you could deliver on, and then go for it.
Yeah, start your own business, a legit business.
End up on Shark Tank.
End up on Shark Tank.
Just be careful there.
Some of the stuff that's ended up on Shark Tank is, they've done well.
Have a financial advisor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't use the business as a personal piggy bank.
Oh.
I've seen a number of people try to pull that move and completely sink themselves.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm going to go on a Caribbean cruise. This will be tax deductible. Business expense, because I'm going to show my Mary Kay plan to somebody on the ship.
Don't know who yet.
You know, it's funny you say that.
Piercing the corporate veil. That's all I have to say.
It's actually pretty easy to write something off like that if you know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. No, I watched a former boss write off $5,000 at a sushi joint because it was a business meeting.
Yep, I've done that.
Mm-hmm.
And not to
Is
that
this really the place you
value.
want to admit that, Jared?
Well,
As
no.
I said, I only have one thing to say to all that: piercing the corporate veil. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Just leave it at that.
Well,
Oh, hey, there it is.
well, and here's the thing: I have expensed meals like that, not to that dollar value, but I have expensed meals in that fashion because it actually was a business meeting.
I turned it
Yeah.
into a business venture. That way I could do that. I kept it honest. I didn't just say it was. I made sure that I made it into one.
Yeah. See, if you're doing
Whoa.
it, things can happen, and if you're keeping notes, if you're actually covering yourself, you'd be amazed how much that little bit of thought will save you in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Have a business meeting, sleep with them later, it's fine.
That's the after meeting.
And hey, once prostitution gets legalized, then you'd be able to deduct that on your taxes.
Hey, didn't we discuss deducting your melons already today, Jared?
That
He
we
brought
did.
that up, yes.
That classified as tip money.
Maybe.
Just the tip, though.
Lord.
Hey, we were all thinking it. I'm just the one with enough alcohol in my system to say it.
That explains everything.
Were those $1 bills laundered before you put them in?
I don't think I've had alcohol in like 2 months now.
We
Well,
should
shit.
probably change that. If not tonight, next week.
I can't next week. I've got to do somebody's stage makeup for the ballet and stuff, so I can't be drunken cosmetics doing.
It might turn out better.
Exactly. You might give him
It'll
a
at
Joker
least be
smile.
noticeable.
You might give him a Joker smile.
At least people will be able to tell the difference between your work and other people's.
They already can.
I know, well, I'm not saying that they can't. I'm just saying that it'll definitely be a wide margin.
Well, wait. Here's a question: how much repeat business do you want?
This is nerve-wracking as it is, so not. It's not. I paint. My normal canvas is cotton or linen.
Oh, not flesh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps moving.
Yeah, there are ways to make it stop moving, but that gets really dark.
The best case scenario is roofies.
Chloroform.
And demonetized.
Hey, let me know. Does this
Hey.
rag smell funny?
Oh my god.
Hey,
You know,
you're the
this
one who
is gonna
made
be
that sexual.
This is going to be taken so far out of context by somebody somewhere.
Yeah, well, you know
Eh,
what?
whatever.
And to the people who are watching that would do it, thank you for coming by and thank you for your viewership. If you feel so inclined and really want to show what you think about this, yeah,
Leave a
there are some
dislike.
there are some buttons right there below that you can hit.
Please submit
Just-
to our lawyer fee fund.
Either one of your choosing is fine.
Hey, Jared, plug your PayPal.
Oh, no. I'm better than that. I don't do PayPal. I actually have a Patreon and channel membership.
There you go.
And actually, speaking of that nitwit, there is one thing that I have to say.
I'm out of the loop. I don't even know which nitwits are which anymore.
That might be a good thing.
Yeah.
I've had my head stuck in the coronavirus shit lately, so I haven't been paying attention. Because I'm in one of the at-risk demographics, so I'm
Ooh.
like, eek.
You're gonna get the beer flu, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a coronavirus story too.
Uh-oh.
This one time at Pancake.
Oh, Blue Marble Science
No,
showed
my-
up in the chat.
Hey, Blue.
Yeah, there he is. No, my school actually, they canceled all in-class classes starting on Monday for the rest of the quarter. We're a week out from finals.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh.
My state has tested nearly 17 people.
I saw
Which
that.
school are you
My
going
state.
to?
I not to one up you. Actually, I already said this on your Twitter, but my state has 70 confirmed cases and 2 deaths.
I was talking about the nearly 17.
Yeah, the nearly 17. That's right.
Wait.
Great
I
job,
hope they don't
Governor.
overexert themselves over there.
Hang on. I have to pin this one so it stays long enough so everyone can read it.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
My body is ready. Come on, Jared.
Go ahead and pin Techatron. Go ahead and pin Eric and read
Yeah.
the image.
Oh, this is secure. Jesus.
It's not
I
wrong.
don't even know who that is. Who
It is
that?
accurate but inaccurate.
Who is it?
It's
They're
the Cure.
yeah.
Secure.
Oh. Oh my god. Can we pretend that? Cut this out of the video before you do the final close.
But I don't even remember what I was gonna say before now.
We were talking
Oh!
about people dying from
No.
coronavirus.
No, before that, the twit, the new bit of news that I just
Oh, that
have
one,
one thing to say. A particular person tweeted out an update about some things that are apparently happening, and let me just say there are 2 things in particular, not just one, 2. Steve was right, and he was warned.
I'm
Interesting.
still lost, but I'm sure I'll.
I'm a little lost.
Is this the same person I DM'd you?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm totally lost then.
No.
And that's probably for the best.
No, the one you DM'd me about, that is a whole different ball of
Oh,
wax.
okay.
That just people really need to learn what
I didn't
the
even
phrase.
know what was going on. I just saw that stuff. Like, I just saw the fact of stuff happening. I'm like, hey, are you okay? I don't even know what the fuck is going on. So, just my disclaimer here. Don't at me.
Well, it really comes. The crux of what you saw comes down to one thing. Some people don't know what it means to have a reasonable expectation of privacy.
Well, a lot of what I saw you posting was your response and not other people's. So, I mean,
Funny that, huh?
yeah, you weren't divulging anything that was sensitive that I could tell. I mean, at least not to me. I mean, I just skimmed over it. I'm like, I don't see the big deal. Like, who even cares?
How much
Like,
of this is the Kitty Hawk population, Jared?
I'm gonna look at the screen.
Okay, so go ahead. Don't circle the entire thing. Go ahead. Yep, start there, right in the middle of that square. So now go up and to the right.
Huh. That looks like it might have been from the crew of the USS Scott, the 1995 crew of the USS Scott. Because they couldn't seem to pull into a port without starting a fight.
Yeah, that was
Now-
my
now you need to
AIT
Pin
class.
and share, pin Eric there, Jared. Now that I've stopped sharing my screen.
Uh-oh.
That's odd. My Facebook friends who were constitutional scholars just a month ago are now infectious disease experts.
Cross training is really effective.
Yeah. Oh God, it's amazing.
Did they go to what's his name? Ken Hoven's school?
Oh no. There's a better school to talk about. And this is something that I don't know if I'm going to be a part of the show or not, but I'm going to advertise it here anyways. Geostraber is doing a stream, what is looking to be Monday afternoon Eastern. So,
Oh yes, this one.
Yeah, he has been digging into a particular university in quotes, and oh, he has gotten quite the admissions from them already.
Which university would this be?
Let me.
You can send it to me in a DM on Discord.
Oh no, he's already
It's on his Twitter.
yeah.
Oh, it's on his Twitter? Oh.
Yeah, so I'm just pulling up the image so
Everyone
I
go
can
to
see.
Gail's Trevor's Twitter now.
It is the
Give me a minute, I'll get there.
It is the University of Metaphysical Sciences.
Yes.
Hold on, I'll get it pinned up here. And
Thank
Oh,
you.
man.
University of Metaphysical Sciences.
Yeah, some homeopathy diploma mill.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, not just homeopathy. When he had one of their representatives on the phone, he asked if they endorse breatharianism.
Yes.
They said no. Their pamphlet says otherwise.
Oh.
Well, that's not good.
like I said, this is going to be a phenomenal show. I wish I can be a part of it, but because of when it's taking place, I don't know if I'm going to be available.
And just as
Yeah,
this
me
is getting
too.
good, I have to leave.
Oh.
Oh.
Aw. Don't leave.
I am afraid I have prior commitments, so I must.
It happens. Thanks
It
for
does.
showing up, though.
Thank you for the invite. Both
Mhm.
Jared and oh no, who's the other person? Hold
Come on.
Oh, God's auditor.
That's fine. We haven't known each other very long.
Yeah, I'm dumb. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. I tend to stay in the background of a lot of shit anyways, so I wouldn't be surprised who doesn't
It
know
was
me.
on the tip of my tongue. I just couldn't get my mouth around it. But I need to go.
Phrasing.
And
Hey, I'm married.
I'll get
Back
it
off
closer
now.
later, Jared. It'll go to the
so am
soundboard.
I. But that's the beauty of being poly.
So
And demonetized.
I didn't say
Wait.
anything.
We were at least demonetized the first time I said the big green dick of the army.
Yeah, I believe we
if not
crossed that
earlier.
demonetization thing way back.
I'm pretty sure we crossed it every time I get on this show.
Well, as soon as Jared
We
starts
crossed it
screaming-
before you got here.
Yep.
Excellent.
You know, for as often as we joke about it, I'm surprised at the number of streams that I have that actually are full green monetization. It's almost like,
Why not?
It's
Am
almost.
I on those streams?
You are now.
I think so.
Oh, that is.
Well, you know how. Well, you know, that's hard to believe with how reliable the YouTube algorithms are.
Well, no, it always puts it to yellow. I put in a, hey, go take a look at this.
Oh, I
and
forgot to hold up my sarcasm sign.
and most of the time it comes back as green, which really makes me think that they're getting my request for manual review and they're going, oh, it's these assholes again. Wait a minute.
I remember encouraging somebody to write a blistering response in the, hey, go take a look at my stuff, the appeal type thing. He did. And the level of blistering that was, input in that box, he got it remonetized every single time, sometimes before he even posted it publicly. So I'll expand that advice to you. Just chew them out.
Yeah, I'll definitely look at doing that now that I'm not so swamped at work and running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But I know you have to go, so we will let you take your leave and go take care
Much
of
to
what
my
you need.
chagrin. And next week I'll be traveling and such, so I probably won't be present.
Oh, well. Until next time.
What was that, Jared?
I read a comment in the live chat, and it reminded me of a horrible movie. A horrible movie that we started talking about last weekend.
Was it the one that we were talking about Sunday?
Yes.
You know, of all the ones that could have, at least tried to strike you on, they could have done it to that one instead. They were far more critical of that one.
Okay, well, I better take my leave because I'm terrible at exiting. So, bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Get on now.
But
Yeah.
no, so I think the reason why they picked the one they did is because I started doing the movie replay at high speed, no audio, just clipped, trimmed video of scenes playing while we're talking about it. So it's like, do you guys not
Can I
realize?
hide the comment in question, Jared? That's in the chat.
Yeah, go for it, because Tim, you need to be more respectful.
I don't even know what comment you're looking at.
Just what I've always wanted, a doctor of
It was
holistic life
Alpha
coaching.
Review.
But yeah, so the comment that really made me laugh, all I have to say is, Clockwork, you fucking asshole, I miss you, you son of a bitch.
Aha.
Because the way he came in just reminded me of a horribly nonsensical scene in Star Trek V.
You'll have to be more specific.
Uhura on the sand dune.
Oh, yes.
Ah, yes, there it is.
It's like, why?
So, my collection of memes, Jared, might have just died on me.
Oh.
I went to go looking for the BM
Yeah.
Master Chief there, and Windows isn't recognizing it, so I've had to download the tool to check to see if it's dead, and I can't get it back.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I was looking in the slideshow folder because I knew it was in there, and now it's not. I couldn't find it. Now watch. I'll take 10 seconds after the show to look again, and I'll find it then. It'll be one of those things. It's just, for all people wondering, I will say that, yes, computers like to fuck with you. Electronics in general like to fuck with you. Whether or not I'll outright say that there is a consciousness at play, I don't know how to quantify that, but I do know how to quantify the temperamental nature of certain electronic circuits, because it'll work for one person, hand it over to someone else, and it won't work. Hand it back, it'll start working. And there was one radio in particular on the Kitty Hawk where it came back as a Y code, which, for those not in the aviation world, Y code means that the squadron received the part bad from supply. So the squadron is claiming that the intermediate maintenance facility, where I was, didn't do their job and put an item on the shelf and claimed it was ready for issue, but it wasn't. It didn't work when they plugged it into the aircraft. So we have to go through a few extra steps and a bit of extra scrutiny on working on those components. We had one that would routinely pass on the test set in the shop. But then we would have to go take it to an aircraft to test it in the aircraft. And it would fail out there in the bird. Bring it back into the shop, run it through its tests again, and it would pass. After about 4 times of going back and forth, I decided to take a little extra step, because this was aboard the Kitty Hawk. We were underway out in the middle of the ocean, and, well, we kind of had some time on our hands. So I told one of the guys to go ahead and cut a corrosion prevention maintenance action on this radio. They gave me an odd look. I was like, no. Do it. Cut the corrosion prevention MAF, get it in work, and then come with me. We went up to the religious ministries department. We went up and went to talk to the RPs. We had the chaplain perform an exorcism on the radio. Holy water and all.
Yes.
Took it back, wiped it off, hooked it up, it passed, took it out to the aircraft, and it fucking passed.
Demons. Fucking demons.
Gremlins.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh man, I was gonna say, what was the term for that? Before you said anything about, the chaplain, I think the term is proximity assisted repair. It works as soon as the repair guy walks in the room.
All I was thinking is, were you putting it back in it yourself? Because I was thinking user error.
Oh, technician induced trouble. I've seen a number of those instances.
Or
We had that because we had that in the tube control panel one time. Some PM had been done, and then something wasn't working, and I'm going to troubleshooting why something's not working after, and discovered that after the PM, one of the connectors on the back was cross-threaded.
Oh shit.
There was.
So to be fair, though, there was only 2 FTs that could really actually get back behind the tube control panel to actually check connectors in it.
Minor
And neither of us did the PMs.
Nice. Well, there was another one. So the first Y code that I actually got to work on that required a similar level of involvement was a more interesting piece of equipment. It was actually only slightly larger than my action cam that I use when I'm on the bike. Really small thing that only had 3 switches on it. 2-position toggle on one side, 3-position toggle on the opposing side, and then a 4-position rotary in the middle on the face of it. It was the Wet Crew ICS station interconnection box. It was literally a little box that gets mounted right above the door on the starboard side of the H-60 Seahawk helicopter. All it is a case, a bunch of wires, those switches, and a connection. So you would think, well, if it didn't work in the aircraft when they got it from supply, then it must be miswired, or there's got to be something inside physically going wrong, because all it is inside is a bunch of fucking wires and going to a few connectors. So we do our pin-to-pin checks. We make sure that there's nothing going wrong damage-wise and everything. Looks good. Passes that inspection. Take it out to the aircraft. They let the O-level guys hook it up. They run it through their things and are like, yeah, see, it's not working. Okay. Go back to the shop and go through again. QA comes back down. It's like, so what's going on with this? And the QA reps over my shoulder. We are going through it, and it's like, yeah, this should be working. So let's go back out to the aircraft. We go back out to the helo. The O-level tech is over by the door mounting it. His QA rep and my QA rep are a few feet behind him. I'm in the aircraft, but up towards the front seats. And I'm just looking around, just getting lay of the land, because, hey, this is my first time being in this model of aircraft, and it looks pretty nifty. And I happen to look over towards the co-pilot seat. And it looks like there's an oddly an odd amount of room in there. So I asked the question, hey, wait a minute, there's an empty connector there. Hey, what goes under that seat? Oh, that's where UHF2 goes. Like, huh. Which part of your test is it failing? And the guy just gives me a look like,
Oh, God damn
oh,
it.
fuck. Yeah, they were testing an ICS, an intercommunication systems box, failing it on UHF-2 when they didn't even have a fucking radio installed in the aircraft.
Nicely done. Oh, man. On a similar note to that, we had a particular system that I was testing, and it like they brought me in because it kept like you'd try and do a specific operation on it, and the entire system would crash, and it kept happening. And it's like, no, we went through it, and everything should be fine, everything should be working. And so I worked on it for like 6 hours or something. I'm like, oh, that's really weird. And I try at one point, I'm like, well, maybe I should just check this other little thing really quick. It turns out that when the entire system crashed, that means the operation went through and actually worked. So the system crash got worked into the checklist.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was just like, yeah, okay, so you're going to get to this part, you're going to input this, and then you're going to hit the button. And if the system doesn't crash, then that means you did something wrong.
Yeah.
I love system bugs.
Uh-oh, what are you showing now?
Oh, Jesus, what do we got?
This is an excellent example of why there is the gun control arguments we have in society today and here in America.
Bitch, say I ain't got money. Say I ain't got money.
Oh, God, don't.
Nice trigger discipline, buddy.
God damn.
Oh shit!
See what he's pulling right there?
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I shot my protein powder, dude.
Oh, man.
Oh.
See,
Let's hope he's in a
all
basement and
favor-
that just went right through the brick into the ground.
That's the drawback to the whole thing, is, of course, that any fucking moron can buy one.
Yeah.
It's the drawback.
I'm all in favor of smart people having guns, but having gone to basic training with like 180 people who slept with their guns and did intense training on them for 11 weeks, there's some motherfuckers there that I still wouldn't trust with a weapon.
Well, here's some cuteness for you guys to make up for that.
Oh no.
Oh,
No.
nightmare puppy.
The fruit bat.
Fruit bat,
They're
yeah.
cute.
Yes, now, we're not going to eat it for dinner. We're not Chinese.
Why? Coronavirus is already out there. I mean, it's like, if you already got herpes, why are you worried about getting herpes?
Remember to stay away from that Corona beer.
Didn't you hear Corona's launching a $1.5 billion campaign to call it the Bud Light virus?
Wow.
Wow. Viruses have corporate sponsors now. Late stage capitalism is
hell not?
awesome.
You know what? Yeah.
I think
Why is it taking them this long to do it? I mean, think about all the shit that has corporate sponsors nowadays that used to not.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
it
God.
was a satire piece though.
We need
Oh,
corporate
yeah.
we need corporate sponsorship around vaccines.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Get your
Here's
colloidal silver.
Here's a nice shot of some Bud Light. It covers measles, mumps, and rubella.
if it only worked that well.
Here you go,
Oh,
Jared.
If we could just get
Oh.
corporate sponsors for hurricanes, that'd be funny.
Hey, if we could reduce prescription drug costs in the U.S. by putting in branding, beer and branding and shit on the side of the bottles, why the hell not?
Every 10th
Oh.
prescription, get a free gun. Only in Texas.
Yeah. Well, think about it this way. There is something to remember here, because there is a bit of truth to this. When look at the professional sports uniforms in the United States, and then compare them to any other nation in the world that has a professional sports league. What do you notice as a big difference?
Production value.
Well, no, because compare Japanese baseball to American baseball and production value. Sorry, I'll go with the Japanese. Watching a Japanese baseball game is far more entertaining than watching Major League Baseball regular season game, at least.
Oh man, I had a fucked up idea just now with the whole sponsoring things. Like they should start sponsoring hurricanes and stuff. So when a huge storm comes through and destroys a bunch of shit, they commit a certain amount of money to it, and whichever company commits the most money gets to sponsor the hurricane.
Yeah, see, Chris Katsolis got it. Just pull up an NHL random action shot from an NHL game and compare it to a KHL game. And tell me what you notice about the uniforms.
More shoulder pads.
No.
More advertisements.
Yeah.
Like, players in the other professional leagues outside of the U.S., they're pretty much walking billboards.
No, that makes sense.
Why the hell not?
Interesting.
You got to advertise for for Pfizer, so you have the blue pill on your back.
Well, and so it's actually really interesting, since I started with the baseball reference on it. So there's something about the way the Japanese professional baseball teams are named that they don't realize, that non-initiated people don't realize. So, let's just start with the team that Yu Darvish used to play for, the Nippon Ham Fighters. What do you think the actual team name is? So, like, the Chicago White Sox, the actual team nickname are the White Sox. Nippon Ham Fighters, what do you think the actual nickname of the team is?
I don't know.
Not a clue.
It's just fighters. Because other than the Tokyo Giants, your actual naming of the teams are not named for the city. It's not the city and then the team name, like the U.S. does it, or a state and the team name. In Japan, it's the financial backing company and then the team nickname. So the actual owners of the fighters is Nippon Ham. So it actually started out as essentially a corporate league, a business league. It was businesses, not towns, and it being their own individual entities that were the professional teams. The interesting things you learn when you're actually curious and live amongst a culture for long enough to be able to get the answers.
Yeah. I don't know. Not a big sports fan in general.
Yeah. It's something that I always enjoyed playing more than watching, but picking up on how a shared interest in the same sport can bridge gaps, but also show differences between cultures.
Yeah, that's interesting from like a study of humans point of view, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, as Fred not say, imagine that. Businesses run Japan.
Yeah, who'da thunk it?
Surely you jest.
I don't, and don't call me Shirley. Someone was saying that. Oh, I know what it was. After watching freaking episode 7 last night,
Ugh.
I'm assuming you're talking about Picard.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm 4 episodes behind, I guess.
Oh, you've only watched 3?
Hail now while you can.
Well, I mean, I was never a huge Star Trek fan to begin with. I've seen, a bunch of episodes here and there, but I never really followed it that much. And I was just like, oh, hey, Patrick Stewart, and he's Picard again. Yeah, sure, I'll watch some of that. But it hasn't been like at the top of my list to follow.
I actually didn't mind the one last night, though. Wasn't too bad.
Well, like I
I
said,
get a little bit of home.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the closest to the Star Trek that we knew, but it's still falling short.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the closest to proper Trek that the series has gotten. And I have to say, they didn't completely butcher the characters of Troy or Riker.
What the hell?
What are you doing, man?
Guess how much this microphone costs?
$1
$2.
million.
Somewhere in between the two of you.
Somewhere between $2 and $1 million.
Well, you did put the question out there, kind of like The Price is Right.
Exactly. Although Jared,
Who's
I think
got $1
you
million
would
and
win
one?
you would win that one.
Closest without going over? Yeah, he's got it. Damn it.
Holy crap!
Oh, gnarly.
Okay, does it come with a new wait a minute, is that an SD card in the microphone?
That's what it looks like to me. And
Yeah.
USB Type B.
Mini.
Headphones,
yeah.
an out,
Line out.
USB, and a gain dial.
Shit, man. The microphone that I used is repurposed from an old fucking high school musical video game.
Jeez.
I bought it at Goodwill for like $1.50 and it works great.
Well, I want this one, but I will never ever be able to afford this one.
The super shotgun mic.
Well,
Yeah, look at its normal price.
Oh,
Damn.
1,250.
Damn. What's-
This is the shotgun mic.
Just start crowdfunding for it.
wait a minute. Can we
Crowdfunding?
hang on? Can we find Mr. Microphone? Or
Which Mr. Microphone are we talking about?
to go along with Mr. Radar and Mr. Coffee.
Yeah.
The alcohol just hit me in a weird way. It sounded like you said crowdfunding. And I'm like, German Kickstarter?
We
I always drink coffee while watching my radar.
we only accept Deutschmarks.
Yeah. Let's get Gayo on this one. Start your own German version of Kickstarter.
I always drink coffee while watching my radar. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You know what, Marty Moose? From what I've heard, The Expanse is better because it is more realistic and more technologically obtainable. Which I will.
Oh yeah.
I will give it that from the little bits of it that I've seen so far.
Yeah, The Expanse is excellent.
Yeah, I've seen them all.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? I think that's part of the problem that's going on with Picard is you're not quite there yet, but you're going to get to a point where it's almost like the writers of Picard are trying to play Pokemon by trying to gather all of the fandoms.
Oh Jesus.
No, he's not in this fandom.
Not at this point.
Give it time.
Yeah, give it time.
There was a pseudo version of him in Star Trek V, but
What does
Oh,
God
yes.
need with a starship?
I watched that for the first time like 6 months ago. I don't know why. I was bored that night and I was like, oh, this is the what does God need with a starship one? Fuck it, let's watch this.
You know what? Actually, you want to know what it was? It was your internal masochist finally getting to take over.
Yeah, apparently.
I
mean,
mean,
when you're bored as hell, I guess masochism is the only other option.
we'll have to watch it sometime in private. But I've got the Rift Tracks version of Star Trek V.
Ooh.
They got me at row your boat, but they lost me at X-72.
You mean you
they
didn't
lose
have
you
a
at the marshmallows?
Marshmallow.
I just love the fact that, you know, Spock's got his jet boots on and he's up next to Kirk on the mountain, and then Kirk falls, and in order to go down after Kirk, he goes up over end, so the jet boots are pointing up in the air.
And then there's the delay before he accelerates.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, so you're going to accelerate towards the ground? That's fucking smart.
I'm guessing it has some sort of anti-gravity stuff, but I doubt they really actually put much thought into it. So
one would assume, except for, you know, the fire coming out of the end.
Yeah, the Rift Tracks version is really funny.
I'd be interested in watching that.
Well, you know, we have been doing watch parties of Picard on Thursday evenings in the Discord server. Might just surprise you fuckers one night with something like that.
I might show up to one of those.
Yeah, well, West Coast, you know, I might, depending on, well, my schedule and the other people who actually really pushed for the genesis of that taking place, it might be too early initially for you, because we typically do it between 6:30 and 7 p.m. Eastern, so 3:30 and 4 p.m. West Coast.
Possibly. Yeah, well, okay, now that doesn't matter because, you know, school got canceled thanks coronavirus.
Oh, yeah,
but,
fair
which
point.
school would this be? I have a feeling I know which school you're talking about.
UW.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Figures, right?
Yeah, it's like when I heard you talking about that cider, that hard cider, I'm like, doesn't he live near me? I should probably work a way to get some of that so I can try it.
Probably not anytime soon because the next season doesn't come around until like end of September and then again in November. So
yeah, no worries.
Yeah, but no, I mean, yeah, hook up with me sometime closer to then, and sure, I'll set aside some for you. I'm working my way through like the last 2 kegs of it.
Here you go, Jared. This is what's next to you on my suggestions. The thumbnail says it all, I think.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's not quite what it's advertised to be.
Oh, did you see Bitwit's review of Amazon installation for a computer?
No.
Computer parts? Oh.
That's Top Picks, Death of a Nation? Dinesh D'Souza?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll get you the link so you can watch that at your convenience there, Jared. It like he says, it is a scam, and not so much the tech side of it, more so the Amazon side of things.
Oh
I wonder how they'll
boy.
react to this.
Well, I wonder how many people actually caught the reference that I put in the title of tonight's show.
Nope.
So I've been on a bit of a Warhammer kick, and there's a channel that has a couple of series where it's just going over the lore and a lot of the established storylines that are associated with it.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I've been listening to the 30K lore, so everything that took place leading into the games and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, the Horus Heresy.
Oh, yes, of course.
And yeah, so in the title I was like, but General, I don't want to be a custody.
Oh, man. I think engineers should start identifying as what is it? Mechanicus?
The
Adeptus Mechanicus?
Adeptus Mechanicus, yep.
Yes, tech priests.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, exactly. No, I had an interesting idea. I was gonna I'm thinking about doing my tattoo sleeve, but I'm thinking about getting all of the different equations and formulas that I'm gonna need to go throughout school, and just getting those tattooed all up my arm. Yeah, go ahead,
that
Professor.
is a good one.
Well, I'm actually seriously thinking about it because I feel like that would be really cool and it would be useful.
Yeah, just make especially do it on the inside of the forearm, going from the wrist up. You're cheating. No, I'm not. Really? Then what are you doing? Reading my tattoo.
This is legitimately on my skin, Professor. I'm gonna find this useful. It's part of my culture.
And what culture is that? Adeptus Mechanicus.
Damn right. You want me to be a tech priest? This is what we do.
Well, so engineering, which discipline?
Trying to get into electrical engineering, but mechanical's also caught my eye. And from there, electrical, I'd probably do telecom because I have experience for it.
Oh, you mean you don't want to do control loops and PLCs?
No.
Now
Not really.
Now you know why I've been working so many hours.
Yeah, no, you can hold on to that. That's all you, bud. No, I have telecom experience from working at space, so it's just, just continuing on that path since I already know what the hell I'm doing there.
Here you go, Jared. Proof that we're not the only ones that get some wonderful recommendation.
I like it.
Oh, wow.
Although he does
Mustard up his butt style.
Although Viva Frey does associate with Nate Brody, he does have good analysis of topics, so I don't hold it against him too much.
No.
Hey, I still watch Dragnot every now and then because no one goes after G-Man like he does. That
That's a
shit's
fair
pretty
point.
fucking entertaining to me.
But
Viva's one of the three legal people I watch. Because I watched some of his stuff. Of course, watched some of Leonard French's stuff, and of course Steve Leto. I watched some of his stuff too.
But Auditor, just remember, Drag does that, but it has nothing to do with his own ego.
I honestly wouldn't care because it's just watching G-Man get fucking dragged, I guess.
No, I had a discussion with Drag on. It was either his channel or Athena, goddess of wisdom and whatever my friend has decided to name his channel this week, and I pointed out that Drag doing that was specifically with G-Man entirely to feed his own ego and his own entertainment. And he said, well, entertainment, yeah, but it does nothing for my ego.
Well,
Really?
hey,
Really?
do whatever you need to, man. Just keep putting it to him. I'll watch that shit.
So, Jared, if you haven't already, you need to go to Larry the Stormtrooper's community tab and vote on his question. I'll share
What
the
is the
question with
question?
everybody. I will share the question with everybody.
Who here would like to see Baby Yoda as a Sith too? Also, what are your thoughts on the first one? I haven't seen the first one.
Well,
The first one, what?
Baby Yoda as a Sith, apparently.
What?
Mandalorian scout troopers can't shoot. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to go watch some of that, because I will say this: of
I
all
see.
the new entries in long-standing sci-fi recently, The Mandalorian is how you do it right.
Oh
I
yeah.
really like that one. Yeah.
Well, I figured out what the correct formula is for it. The reasons why the newer ones are pretty lackluster and why The Mandalorian and Rogue One were so good is because they're not trying to make Star Wars movies. They're making different stories set in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
It's when they try and actually we're going to make a Star Wars movie, that's when it falls flat.
Well, yeah. Especially, I will admit, I went and saw The Force Awakens in theaters, and
I saw all of them in theaters.
I saw all of them in the theaters too.
Same here.
I did not watch the other two because, sorry, The Force Awakens was episode 4.2.
Yeah.
I watched it on Discount Tuesday.
I
Same
watched
here.
all of them. I think all except for the last one I saw opening day, but that's more because it's like participating in American culture kind of thing. So it's it's Star Wars. This one might suck. This might not be too great or whatever, but you know what? This is a cornerstone of American media. I'm going to go watch it. This is,
I'm selective with movies I will actually pay to go see, because Okay, so one of the electives I've taken recently is actually film analysis and cultural significance. So we actually did it was a once a week class, but it was a 4-hour class each time, because
love those.
we would actually talk a little bit about film production in some facet in general, and then actually have that little bit of lecture portion, and then we would watch a movie that we would then analyze for particular ways that they were utilizing certain aspects of filmmaking to get their message across. There is only one movie that we watched that was less than 5 years old.
I saw that.
What was the movie?
Baby Driver.
Ah.
Tech's got a great article or Facebook page post there.
Yes. That one is good.
So, Jared, did you ever end up watching that Other Sinatra Says video that I told you should watch, where he...
I have it queued up. I haven't had the time to watch it yet.
If you want to see him actually have like an aneurysm mid video, this is right up there.
Oh God, it's that good?
Yes. Well, have you looked at the title of it?
I don't have it visible to me right now, no.
Here, I'll show you the title, everybody.
Ah, yes. it's almost like people are trying to make emotional arguments to prove their point instead of actually, oh, I don't know,
Oh,
learning how to form an actual coherent, logical one.
oh no, it's even worse than that, Jared. The person who he's referencing in the article contradicts their position not once, not twice, but I think 3 times in total.
Hmm.
Because just a little spoiler for you. Apparently, saying everything is racist is not racist, but it's racist. It's one of those paradoxical loops. I was literally sitting at work on my lunch break next to my boss. She's sitting at her desk doing some paperwork, and my head did one of these on the desk, and it's a lot thicker than my desk, but you'll understand.
Nicely done.
Oh, jeez.
And then I commented, "Shit, I should have done that on my 15-minute break instead of my lunch break, because now I can't claim that it's a work-related issue."
Jeez.
Okay, so Fred Knotson and I guess Marty Musif brought up another really good thing. Game of Thrones. Yes, George needs to finish the last book to properly finish the story without fucking over everything.
I have not watched or read a single Game of Thrones book or story or HBO
Well,
episode.
here's the thing. The first 4 seasons of the HBO show, phenomenal because it actually stayed true enough to the books and the storylines there that it made new fans, and it did appease the original book fans because they understood, yeah, there's going to be differences, but they didn't completely fuck it up. And then they started to go off the rails, and then they caught up with the source material and had to show their own writing chops in finishing it for season 7 and 8.
I started watching it after season 7 was already out because for years everyone's, oh, you got to watch Game of Thrones. Oh, it's the best show that's ever been. And the more people tell me that kind of shit, the less likely I am to watch it. And so I started watching the first season and I'm like, this is wildly mediocre, but you guys keep telling me it's good, so I'll keep watching it. And it started getting good. And season 7 I didn't mind, and then season 8, like the first episode was good. And then after that I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like I didn't have any particular any love for it the way other people did, and so I didn't really care about how much it was getting fucked up. I was just kind of laughing at everyone else who had been following it for close to a decade, and I was like, yeah,
You kind of get what you
get.
deserve.
Yeah. And the worst part was when they had when the White Walkers were attacking the wall and stuff. I had spent like 4 hours that day playing Rome Total War, and I'm just sitting there going, what the fuck are you doing? Why the hell are you sending the cavalry out ahead of everyone else like that? You wait until they get closer and then hit them with the archers. What the fuck is wrong with you? You deserve to die. You all deserve to die.
Mm-hmm.
Jared, I don't know how to feel about this.
About what one?
A cat-shaped case.
Oh. Eric,
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant this one right here, the one that we already discussed.
Oh yeah, we've already talked about that. Oh, although there is a new video, not by certifiably in game, but someone else did a video relating Voyager to another part of sorry, I can't even call it Trek anymore. Just think about how would Voyager change if they worked in the spore drive?
Ooh.
There wouldn't have been a show.
Yeah, probably not. No,
Like,
'cause they-
oh shit, we fucked up. All right, let's go home.
You say
Well,
that
what do I do
you
about
say
the
that
spore
like
drive?
it's a bad thing.
but then the person
Whoa.
they need to run the spore drive dies.
Well, I only got about halfway
spore
through
drive?
Discovery, so
I paid for CBS All Access, and I'm suffering through season 2. Although it is starting off a lot better than season 1 ever could have hoped to. So I'm trying
Yeah,
not to fall into that veiled hope of, "Ooh, this is gonna get good," only to know that later on I'm gonna get burned.
Yeah, season 2 is okay. I'm actually kind of interesting because there's actually talk that they're actually going to spin off and have a Anson Mount doing a I guess maybe I should
Pike
say I'm
series.
guardedly excited. Yeah, but doing a Pike series. I should say I'm guardedly excited because like he
Don't
was one of my
expect
better parts of that. I think.
Yes,
whole
he's
Pike thing.
the Pike character. I totally agree with. I'm at the point where Saru realizes that his culture is surrounded by a lie. I'll leave it at that.
All right, so
Yeah.
don't expect a Pike series to actually happen, because with the sources that are actually releasing viewership numbers of Discovery and Picard, it has tanked it to the point where the poor performance of both of them are probably going to kill the Star Trek franchise for a long while.
I'm guardedly excited. So if they do it, I think it would do well. So hopefully.
I don't have any skin in the game, so
Nah.
And then we'll have the extreme spin-offs. Pimp My Starship.
I would watch that.
The Discovery Enterprise was acceptable. It was acceptable to me. Certainly better than the J.J. Abrams Enterprise.
I liked those.
Eh.
Well, I liked the first two.
Yeah, so the JJ verse, the Kelvin timeline, was more palatable because it was billed from the beginning as an alternate timeline, as this isn't your daddy's Star Trek, which, hey, thank you for properly setting expectations.
Yeah, I just approached I was entertained by the movies, but only in the sense that I wasn't approaching it like it was a Star Trek movie. I was approaching it like it was a sci-fi popcorn flick. And in that sense, it was entertaining, but it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't hit me in the same spots that a Star Trek movie would hit me at.
I thought it was a great way of trying to revitalize Star Trek for a younger generation, for people who didn't grow up on it. But it just, when they basically redid Wrath of Khan with Into Darkness, I was like, okay, this is just done.
Well, yeah, it began to show a severe lack of creativity and originality in the writing staff and the creative staff that they were choosing to go with. And I started noticing that not just in that genre, not just in that IP, but it was expanding out into further Hollywood in general too. I think about how many movies have just been a retread, regurgitation, or an adaptation from one medium to another.
I blame reality TV. We used up all of the reality, and now we're just stuck with nothing.
Damn MTV.
Yeah.
Well,
Now-
if MTV had stuck to music, we wouldn't be in this situation.
That's right.
Yeah. Now I'll say one of the movies I've actually gone to see in the theaters recently in the last couple of years that I actually enjoyed and didn't regret, The Lobster.
I haven't seen that.
It was a really interesting premise where by law you need to be in a relationship. And for those people who are not in relationships, you have a certain amount of time to do it, or
You get turned into an animal.
you get turned into your favorite animal.
Yeah, I read the synopsis of it. I mean, and it seemed interesting. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
if when you get the opportunity, give it a watch.
Mhm.
Those seemingly odd premise movies I find are some of the more well done and more entertaining ones.
Is it on streaming service somewhere?
It should be now.
Which one? I wonder. He says it's just called Lobster or The Lobster.
I want to say
I think it's The Lobster. Yeah.
Yeah. It stars Joaquin Phoenix.
Is that Joaquin? I thought it was.
There it is.
What's
The
the name?
Lobster.
Fucking that other guy, Colin Farrell. I thought.
Or Colin, was it Farrell? One of those two, yeah.
Yeah.
I with the weight that each of them have put on recently,
It's on Netflix. It's an hour 58.
yeah.
Yeah. The last movie that I went to see in the theater was Jumanji 2.
Oh, jeez.
The only reason was because when it was my wife's birthday, like there was only that and the Dr. Dolittle movie in the theaters, and she really wanted to see the Dr. Dolittle one, but then we read all the reviews for it, and apparently it was just ungodly horrible. And we did remember kind of drunkenly enjoying the first Jumanji, so it was like, what the hell? It's The Rock pretending to be Danny DeVito. That can't be too bad. And it actually wasn't too bad. For what it was decent.
Yeah, the premise that they've gone with this reboot, revamp, expansion of Jumanji.
Well, sequels is really is.
Yeah.
They actually are sequels.
It's technically speaking, yeah. But with the way of the changes and everything, for the time period that those movies are being made, it makes sense. And I watched the first one, not the second one, now, and yeah, better than I expected it to be. But I expected it to be horrible.
Yeah, exactly. So when you set your expectations that fucking low, sure, it's entertaining.
I didn't expect it to be horrible. I mean, you had The Rock, you had Kevin Hart,
Karen Gillan,
and Jack Black.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to extremely try hard to fuck that up.
It's been done before.
Yeah.
I know, but with those people signed on, they're not exactly known for like coming on to crap. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Well, The Rock has had some a couple flops. The Tooth Fairy.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, he's definitely had some flops.
Oh, that was a good one. Marty Moose. My last theater movie was Mad Max Fury Road. I went to see it twice in the theater, once 3D and regular viewing. Yes.
Absolutely.
That was well done.
Yes.
There have been glimpses of things like that happening, but did they really need to redo Charlie's Angels?
Oh,
realize they've been out of
no.
theater movie. Realize it's been a while since because the last theater movie I saw was Endgame.
Oh.
Yeah, shit.
So it's been a little.
You mean you didn't go see Hunter Killer?
I've seen Hunter Killer, but I didn't see it in the theaters. So.
God, yeah, I'm looking. There's not a lot of good shit coming out this year.
Or what was that older movie? Geostorm.
Geostorm.
Oh, God.
I'll probably go see Black Widow just because I've seen every single Marvel movie in the theater. If not on opening day, then like the week after.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I'm gonna see it.
On Discount Tuesday.
Not even on Discount Tuesday. I made sure to be there as close to opening day as I could.
Yeah, Black Widow is one that I'm intrigued about because it's overdue of that character having their standalone movie.
After she dies. What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, then again, Marvel movie continuity hasn't always exactly followed a linear timeline.
That is fair. I'm hoping that the big reveal in it is that it's in a different universe and they start actually expanding the whole multiverse concept.
Oh God.
What?
I'm
What?
on movieweb.com, and it's their list of movies that are projected to come out this year.
Uh-oh.
May 21st, SpongeBob the movie.
Again.
Again?
Sponge on the Run.
Why? Jesus, why? Oh man.
And it's done in a different animation style too.
It is.
I think it's more CGI, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more computer based. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
sorry, Fred. If you don't know what happens at the end of the Infinity Wars arc at this point, there are no spoiler warnings because you should know by now.
It's
out on
been out
DVD.
for almost a year.
Yeah, it's out on
Yeah.
DVD. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Top
Oh,
Gun
man.
Maverick is one I'll probably go watch in theaters.
You know,
I might. Well,
you know what?
Oh shit.
I might do a hate watch on that one just
Exactly.
because I want to see how
Oh,
the aerobatics go.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh
I've
yeah,
definitely seen
I'm
that.
interested in that. I'm cautiously interested in the Ghostbusters movie.
I'm waiting for Artemis Fowl to see what that's gonna be like.
Greyhound. I'm definitely going to see that in theaters.
Greyhound, yeah, that's a given.
Oh, Morbius. That actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that one in theaters. So.
Oh, Bill and Ted. That's right. That comes out in
yeah,
August.
A Quiet Place Part 2.
Kingsman 3.
I want to see that. I want to see what that's
Wait.
gonna be like.
Yeah.
I might see that one in theaters. So.
Yeah, you gotta go see Sonic.
What
I don't
the?
care about Sonic personally, so I'm not going to see it in theaters.
Another
I might
Rambo
at some
reboot?
point. What?
A Rambo reboot.
Or it's-
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, geez,
I
another
don't know.
another Conjuring movie. Jeez.
Oh,
Oh,
they're giving
three-
Snake Eyes from
Oh,
G.I.
and-
Joe his own standalone movie.
And we can't forget in December, Dune.
Dune. Oh
Yeah.
yes.
I am so
So ready.
torn for that one because it could be epic in a good way. Or
Godzilla versus Kong.
no,
in
no,
Yeah, I'm
November.
going to see that one. Free Guy. That's another one I want to see in theaters.
Oh yeah, Free Guy looks
Yeah.
Didn't see. I did see. Oh, Wonder Woman.
good.
Eternals.
Yeah. I don't know.
Marvel Eternals.
Yeah, I
that'd be
mean, I'll go see it because it's
Oh.
Marvel, but
Oh, they are. That's right. They are doing the Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Oh yeah, Birds of Prey. I saw that one.
how was that?
That was interesting. I mean, it's preying on an all girls super.
Sure.
No, I want to say superhero, but yeah, I liked it. I mean, the action scenes are funny.
Oh, let's be honest. It's preying on Margot Robbie.
That too. Oh no, what's this? G.I. Joe Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Snake
You know, they could have
They're
done.
redoing what West Side Story. Ugh.
They could have done better with the G.I. Joe movie franchise had they
Mhm.
not rushed some of the things that happened to the characters.
True.
I
Yeah.
never watched them.
They were
Never
actually
had a desire.
they were
The
actually
first one was
planning,
all right.
they were actually planning on a Hasbro combined universe before that last Transformers movie flopped.
Ugh.
Oh God. So with
But
the
it was actually-
Transformers,
Well, it was actually interesting because they were actually planning even doing a Mask movie, which
oh, that'd be interesting.
I was all over that too. Personally.
Well,
Hmm.
no, Transformers. My wife and I's first date was the first or second Transformers movie, and so thereafter, whenever a Transformers movie would come out, we would always go and see it because, like, oh, it's fucking cute. It was our first date. The last one, we didn't even fucking bother.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Not
yeah.
enough? Not enough explosions for you in the trailer?
It wasn't
they'll have
even that. Like, it
The
was. I
Bumblebee
mean,
movie was actually good though. So
Oh, don't
Was
forget
it
about
now?
don't forget about Top Gun 2 coming up.
yeah, that
Oh
one-
shit.
Yeah.
No, there's another Thor movie coming, supposedly
Oh,
in
yeah.
2021.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so with that one, it's called
Remaking
Love and
them-
Thunder, and
Yeah,
they
Love and
missed
Thunder.
they missed the fucking opportunity to call it Thor 4. Like, come on,
Give
that
them
was
time.
staring you right in the face.
Another Purge movie's coming up.
Who didn't see that coming?
Purge, the new Saw.
Yeah. No, there's another Saw movie coming up too.
Oh fuck!
Fuck me.
Yeah, there is.
It's not.
That-
It's untitled, but it's coming up.
That franchise should have stopped after the third one.
I think this one's a reboot. It looks like.
No, fuck
Of
that.
course it is. Of
Yeah,
course
it's
it
What
is.
the
It's a reboot of.
fuck?
Mhm.
No, Saw. If they'd have ended the third one with him not killing Jigsaw and forgiving him, it would have been an excellent trilogy about the horrors of human interaction and forgiveness. But they
Oh.
just had to fucking milk that shit.
Mhm.
Oh, of course, because they were making too much money off of it.
Of
and
course.
what the hell is that?
Oh
Garfield sumo wrestling is the only thing I can think of.
no. That's super accurate.
Blazing Samurai.
Halloween Ends.
Why does that
Didn't-
remind me of that Chris Farley movie, Kung Fu, or what was it called, Kung Fu Samurai or something like that?
Or Beverly Hills
Beverly Hills
Ninja.
Ninja.
That's it. Yep.
God, Fast and Furious 10. ew.
Wait, they're finally doing Sherlock 3?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I liked those.
Okay.
Space Jam 2. That's actually
No.
happening?
Oh
Yes,
god,
yes, it is.
no.
No, Jesus. Oh, I think John Wick 4 and The Matrix 4 are coming out like on the same day.
Oh, so Keanu really wants to make some money.
I just,
No matter what you're gonna do, you're gonna be supporting him.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Avatar.
well,
There's
there-
Avatar too.
Hang
Oh my
on,
goodness.
there we go, right there. Doctor Strange, Multiverse
Oh, yeah.
of Madness. They are driving towards it, so there's a way to.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
my-
mean, they already mentioned it in the first one, but like, holy shit, man! Oh, God,
I'm also interested because like you have
Right.
the whole WandaVision thing coming out.
No, hang on,
and
go back to
that's gonna tie
2021.
into
Are they redoing the Suicide Squad, or is that supposed to be a sequel?
oh, it's a sequel.
No, it's a reboot.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be a sequel.
No, it's
Fuck.
the James Bond one. It's a reboot.
There's
Okay, well,
the
fuck it.
Batman. Another
That's
Batman.
why.
Oh my God!
That's why
Mortal
the next,
Kombat.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie is so delayed. That's because he's working his James
Ah,
Bond. But it's a
okay, that
reboot.
makes
It's not a
sense.
sequel.
Avatar 2 finally is coming up.
Oh,
man.
they're actually doing a Flash movie.
I'm
Good.
actually
About
interested in
time.
that.
Oh no, another Deadpool movie.
Oh,
Well,
you
why
know
not?
that's gonna be good.
Wilson.
There had to be another Deadpool movie.
That means
I-
we're gonna have a Deadpool musical 3.
I've seen every
I
Deadpool,
honestly,
and it's going to keep going that way.
I honestly think that they should replace the Stan Lee cameos in the Marvel movies with Deadpool
Yes.
because he has broken the fourth wall. He knows about everything, and so why wouldn't he be?
Oh, he also has that time travel device too. Don't forget. What is it called?
Exactly.
The Chrono Watch or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he can literally end up in any.
Yeah, and he could just be doing something stupid in the background, like reheating a chimichanga or something like that. That's all it would
Pops up-
need to
Or,
be.
or,
Or
no. So the reboot of Suicide Squad, it needs to have a post or mid-credit scene role where Deadpool sneaks around a corner and grabs the stuffed unicorn and runs off.
Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Well, no,
Why
it wouldn't work.
Suicide
It's not a
Squad?
Marvel.
Yeah,
No, I know.
that's DC.
I know.
At least not yet.
But it's fucking Deadpool, and there's the character from Suicide Squad who also has a thing for a stuffed unicorn.
Okay, that's reasonable, but Disney doesn't own that yet.
Yeah.
You know, eventually they're gonna buy out Fox. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna
Well,
buy out.
it's actually theoretical possible because currently DC is looking at selling themselves.
Oh,
They've
shit.
been selling themselves.
No,
Yeah,
I mean, like,
instead of being
publisher,
Detective
literally.
Comics, they can call it Disney Comics now.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Shit, did I
No.
just give them an idea? Damn it.
Trademark that shit.
Yes.
Quick, do it. File. It's only like $15.
No, they'll just be running direct to consumer.
Yeah, direct to consumer. Direct to consumer comics.
All right, Fred nods. I'm like the only one who liked Suicide Squad, unedited only. Now, see, I didn't hate it, but
I haven't watched it.
I think the DC movies catch a lot more shit than they actually deserve.
Suicide Squad was one of the better DC movies, but
that's not saying much.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, to me, really, the only absolutely hateable one is fucking Green Lantern. But other than that, I think we've gotten to a point with our movies that the bar is set so high because we've had such good movies that if it's not the most amazing thing you've ever seen up until that point, it's absolute shit. Because
I mean,
like if
the
you
only-
take any of those movies and you released them 10 years ago, 15 years ago, they would have been phenomenal.
Well, my main criticism and the fault that I found in Suicide Squad was how disjointed the storyline was put together.
And Jared Leto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
it's
barely there anyway, so
yeah,
it
easy to ignore, easy,
Yeah, that's
easy to recast and just wipe from the memory.
I mean,
Yeah.
someone could have taken the thing into the editing room, cut it out like 4 minutes of video, and he wouldn't have been even in the movie anymore.
That's true.
Yeah. Now, what was your opinion of Joker?
I liked it. I mean, it was good. It was just like it didn't really feel too much like a Joker. I mean, it could have been a completely different movie and not been about the Joker, but it was still a good movie.
Well, and here's my take on it, and what I recognize that actually helped understand the movie a bit more and make it more enjoyable. We're watching the movie and we're being told a story from an untrustworthy narrator.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
So a lot of the issues in the story and everything that a lot of people didn't like make sense in that aspect because you're listening to a story from a madman.
What was reality and what was the delusion?
Oh, I like the fan theory that the entire movie he was in the mental ward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you look at the clocks, anytime you see a clock, it's the same time.
Yeah. Now, I read that the reason for that was just it was a procedural fluke and it wasn't actually intentional, but that does feed into the fan theory really well.
Yeah. And that is a sign of also a good happenstance, but also a well constructed movie in that you get little details like that people will pick up on it and be able to use it without destroying the story that was put together and was put out there.
Mm-hmm.
That movie and Shazam were the only two that I've been like entertained through the whole movie.
Oh, Shazam was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the hell out of Shazam. I bought that one.
Oh. Wow. Quite the bevy of topics we went through tonight, and it's almost 11:30, which I know people want to go watch movie night, which great on you. Go do that shit. I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go have dinner.
Dinner? What's dinner? Oh yeah, dinner is what
Yeah.
I had before I went on air.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
problem is
gotta
the
go
wife
eat
doesn't want
mine.
me eating up at my desk anymore, so I have to wait
Wait,
until after.
wait, you mean she wants you to be sociable and and civil with her and actually act like you care about her presence?
I know, what
Dinner?
the fuck, man?
Yeah, what the hell? My wife's not
Ugh.
home for another 2 hours, so
Make the most
I'm
of
just
it.
glad she's not watching right now. She's actually streaming right now, so and she doesn't go back and rewatch these.
See, my wife does.
my wife wants nothing to do with YouTube, so she's just like, "Oh, did you have fun? Okay, that's great."
Well,
I'm like,
my
"You
wife
can find it here."
my wife does because she actually does it to help get the watch time and everything. So it's interesting because there are times like she'll walk into the room and just start shaking her head. I'm like, what did I do or say this time? She'll be like, hang on, she hits her phone, pauses, and just says the title, and I'm like, wait a minute, what did I say during that one?
How
Fuck.
far into it are you?
Was
Keep
it me or was it
keep
you
watching.
wished? That's what you really need to ask her.
It's like, oh, if you didn't like that, you should probably stop watching right now.
So I'm actually gonna go back and start a video that I just started watching about effects and After Effects.
Mm.
I want
Nice.
to do a video where I transport it into my desk.
Ah, so that's why you had that up. So,
Yeah, the problem is I'm gonna have to like bring my green screen to work.
oh.
Don't think my boss is gonna be okay with that.
Speaking of that, that's what I've. Okay,
Just
yeah,
say it's work related.
of
Well,
course.
technically, it is true. It's my which job am I on now? 6. My 6th job outside of regular work, and this one I don't get paid for yet.
Ah, yet. That's the key. Yet.
Yeah,
So-
well, I just started DoorDash, obviously, Postmates, and now Instacart.
Hmm.
So yeah, this will be This will be interesting, but I'm making money, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
with that, we're heading out. See y'all next week. Next week it will be VTW and Kanara Damar, which I'm gonna try to get it so we can avoid bitching about Trek and actually talk about something else. Maybe. Hopefully.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
I'll show up to one of these Canard with the Mars so that way you can have someone who's completely unbiased about Star Trek just sit there and watch it. Like, now what the fuck is going on here?
Mhm.
And you know, that would be an interesting take and view on things. We will definitely be in touch with that because, well, other than the last few episodes, which were kind of rushed and hamstrung because, well, my work, I do try to do a bit of a touch base on production side that beforehand because I want to make sure that we're all understanding what we're actually targeting to talk about. Although, we will end it with this, and it is a question for you, Jay. Anamorphic Mind asks, no Uber?
I just got my license plates for my new vehicle, and my license renewed for my personal driver's license. So that's coming up. I started all under my old car, and obviously I can't use that anymore. So, yeah.
So it's not a question of if, it's a question of when you get the clearance. And, well, but then there's also this question. How much demand in your area is there for something along those lines?
Olympia to SeaTac is at $100 minimum, and there are a lot of people that need to go to SeaTac.
All right. That
From Olympia, too, yeah.
makes sense. So, all right. With that, we'll catch all of you later. Enjoy, have a good weekend, and go have fun and play with the other people out there. We don't kink shame.
Reach out and touch somebody.